This is Wayne Rivers at the Family Business Institute. Thanks for tuning in. This week I want to talk about what got you here won't get you there. It's actually a blog from my friend Donald Cooper, also a book written by Marshall Goldsmith back in the 2000s, I think. Great title, captivating title. It was a good book, but really I want to talk about Don Cooper's blog here. So now, why is this important to you? Because I think, as we talked about in our previous blog, Dan Sullivan said what really holds us back as leaders is our mindsets. And I think if you think back about your own career, and I think of my career, some of the things that have held me back have been clinging to the old ways. And what do I mean by that? When you started your career, it was all about hard work and production. You had to get noticed by your boss and your boss's boss, etc. It was really about just focusing on those tasks that you had to do to make yourself and your company more successful. And there's that old saying, I forget who it is, but the harder I work, the luckier I get. And so we end up training ourselves and being trained by watching our senior leaders that to be successful, you have to work 60 or 80 or 100 hours a week. And it's all about just driving, and working, and getting things done. And that actually causes us, in part measure, to be more successful. So when you're a 25-year-old or a 30-year-old, if you can afford to work 60, 70, 80 hours a week and be productive, then that's going to cause you to be successful. And success builds on success. So what happens in our minds, we say, golly, what's gotten me to this level of success? It's got me those raises, those promotions, those accolades from the boss. What's gotten me there is this really hard work and productivity. Now, if you think about it, even the most talented entrepreneur at some point hits what Dan Sullivan calls this ceiling of complexity. You can't work, if you work 80 hours a week, you step it up to 90. And okay, maybe you're surviving at 90, but can you really go to 100 or 110 or 120? At some point, even the most energetic leader can't work any harder, and they have to focus on working smarter. And that's what this blog and that's what Marshall Goldsmith's book was all about. Those habits that got us to where we are in the senior leadership of our organizations actually begin to hold us back. The way that Goldsmith says it is that successful people have very few reasons to change their behavior and plenty of reasons to stick with the status quo. That's how we got where we are, insanely hard work, okay? But at some point, and the way Donald Cooper says it, is at some point, one of the biggest challenges that any business, biggest challenges as any business grows is for the founder to make that important transition from being a player to being a coach. Players take initiative. Coaches give initiative. That's how it works. And I agree 100%. At some point, leaders have to stop doing the things that made them successful. The hard work, the constant driving. They've got to stop doing those things. They've got to quit doing tasks and start managing and leading people. And that's a very different skill set. It comes quite naturally to some people. Some people have to work really hard at it and learn it. So to be a real success in business and in your personal life, because again, those 100 and 110 hour work weeks are not sustainable over long periods of time if you want to have a healthy, happy marriage, healthy, happy children, healthy, happy self. It's just not sustainable. So to be a success, both in business and personally, give people tasks, duties, projects, responsibilities with crystal clear expectations, check in with them periodically, and hold them accountable. That's ultimately how you build on your own and other people's success. Achievers think they have to be driven. They think they have to work incredibly hard every day. But why not just make that mental switch and choose to be a happy achiever that leads people instead of doing tasks all the time? I'd like to hear your comments. This is Wayne Rivers at the Family Business Institute.